Don't you ever threaten me with a hot mic again. Yeah, baby! Oh, the energy is hot tonight.
I feel like we are the NWO or DX walking into the WWE or WCW, sorry, from outside. Because right now, you boys are demonetized.
We're demonetized, baby. We got demonetized. I woke up from a little afternoon nap to a screenshot from Alex, AJ, BW2 saying you boys had been demonetized.
We got a little spanking.
We got spanked, pee-pee smacked.
No, new world order.
But that doesn't change a damn thing about the show.
If anything, it gave me a little bit more vigor, some piss and vinegar. Is that the saying?
It's why we're all wearing black right now.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, I'm gonna start telling people, yeah, the boss suspended me today. Whatever though.
I don't even know how we're gonna pay our bills anymore, guys.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I'm gonna be freaking homeless, man.
we are demonetized going forward. We'll figure it out. It doesn't really affect anything we're gonna do. It actually, like I said, makes stuff a little bit funnier and more fun.
Fucking kill me.
We actually hope everything like doubles
Right?
in our analytics, and we like, fuck this, we'll stay off.
Fuck you. Can I say fuck you, YouTube?
Yeah, we can right now.
Fuck you, YouTube. Fuck
No,
you, YouTube.
You can't. Now they're gonna target us.
They're Big Brother. 1984. They're on to us.
Yeah, Can fans going off. They are going off.
This
right
one's
now.
for demonetization.
Crack them if you got them, son. Feels good. Hey, it brings me back to 2021, guys. 2021 when we were just a couple guys in a room.
Yeah. Touching each other's microphones.
egos.
Just a couple boys looking for a dream.
And shout out to everyone who's out there right now.
Also demonetized.
Oh, you're all demonetized. But yeah, basically, I don't know if there's anything we want to chat about first.
I was kind of thinking just type in Dallas since we're crazy now. Just see what they got on the headlines. Let's get the headlines up. See if anything pops out at
news-
us. You know, there's not much going on right now. This is a perfect time to just scroll the Google. You can Google with us.
Yeah,
Rolando Rodriguez says, Cowboys Can fan, what's up from South Texas? Let's hear some great information on the Cowboys.
Oh, you're going to get
Cheers,
it.
clowns. Go Cowboys, America's team.
As we pull up Google and put Dallas Cowboys in it. Oh, man. So I was looking at the Dallas Cowboys 3 surprise cut candidates, Jabril Cox, Kelvin Joseph, and Tony Pollard backup Ronald Jones. I think that's kind of an interesting one.
Oops.
As far as that goes, because we are going to be, this is going to be what we're hearing a lot about, right? The guys that are going to get cut eventually. Yeah. Out of those 3 guys, do you think, who do you think is going to be most likely cut? Because to me, Jabby Cox and Kelvin Joseph, I don't think they're gone.
Yeah. Well, if you have to pick, I love how they put Tony Pollard back up, little clickbait.
Yeah,
bastards.
like
you got me.
Get that SEO, man.
Hey,
SEO.
smart. And first of all, before I answer this, SI, love the website, love the content. Mike Fisher, don't autoplay your videos, please. They always autoplay. I need them paused when I come on the site.
Yeah, what is this? Is this like 1996 with the GeoCities website where the stuff is autoplays? Like
give me
you
the
don't
option.
autoplay, bro.
GeoCities,
Maybe there is.
What was the other one?
Angel Fire.
No, like the biggest one. Like biggest, it was the first social media.
MySpace.
MySpace, that's the one.
baby.
Yeah, but
I never had a MySpace. Little
yeah.
FYI.
We had MySpace.
Well, you guys are a couple years older than me. I probably wasn't old enough to have MySpace.
Did you have not a face swap? What was hot or not?
Nexopia.
Nexopia.
I had Nexopia, yep.
Hot or not? I forgot about that.
What was the other one?
RateMyPoo.com.
Yeah, Rate My Poo. Is that a website?
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, I never knew that.
I got so many 10 out of 10s on there.
Very nice. You run the fucking run the high.
A 10! A fucking 10!
Gentlemen, you run the high score.
High score, yeah. We deleted because it's just too many high scores. So, okay, AJ, what were you saying about this?
Yeah, I guess if I have to pick out of these 3 guys who I think will or who I want cut, I guess just think
Both, I guess. Both? I mean, is it who you want and who you think might be different, actually?
Well, I think out of these 3, it would probably be, I guess, Kelvin Joseph.
That's who you want?
No, that's who I would think would be if they're going to pick, because I think Jabril Cox,
he's staying.
Yeah, he's at least a better depth, and then Rojo, I just feel like he's the kind of odd man out in the backfield right now. Right, so
it's tough to tell. Like these are right now. again, we're at that point of the year where everybody's making articles like this, right? This is the easy. We're talking about it because it's an easy talk, right?
Yeah.
But until they get into training camp, until they actually start having some of these preseason games, there's talk about Calvin Joseph going to safety, right? Or playing the nickel. So he's changing positions. So they're obviously not happy with what he's done on the outside as a cornerback. And then Rojo's jumped around. To a couple different teams. He was with Kansas City. Prior to that, he was with the Bucks. And then Drew Bilcox, he's actually had rave reviews already coming out of OTAs. So to me, I would, based on what they've done the last few years, Joseph is the odd man out for myself, but I'd still like to see what he can do in training camp and the preseason games.
Yeah. Yeah, I really do hope, though, that Davis steps up and...
I think that's the kicker. If Malik Davis comes in and has a great camp and a great couple games, well, now Rojo's looking a little dispensable. Whoever's better at pass blocking. I was actually on the Cowboy. I wasn't on the Cowboys huddle. I was watching the Cowboys huddle stream. Shout out to the Cowboys huddle. And they were talking about pass blocking. Rojo last year had 0 pass block attempts. And then the year prior, 2021, he was 145th out of 151 running backs in pass protection.
Oh my God.
So that is not ideal.
Oh, then cut Rojo.
That's my thing. Whoever can get out there and protect Dak Prescott in passing downs is who I want to make the team.
Yeah, or if no one can, then the guy who can't the worst. Get rid of him.
The one that whiffs on everything.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I can't see, is that who, oh, they go through each scenario here. So the first one with Rojo, they say Tony Pollard is locked up, and there's 100% belief that rookie Deuce Vaughn will be retained. But in what shape or form, I guess? So Jones is in a battle with young incumbents Davis and Dowdle for the job.
which is kind of what we figured.
Yeah.
And we did figure that.
And they threw in Hunter.
Hunter Lupke.
Yeah. Who knows?
He's down there. He's down. And then cut Joseph. In Dallas's perfect world, the 2021 second-round pick Joseph would be a starter by now, opposite Trevon Diggs. He hasn't played to that level, as last year he played poorly at corner. Though, to his credit, learned to contribute on special teams, which is big. Being a special teams player is good, which was new to him before he arrived in Dallas, because obviously he was a star anywhere else he played. But now, new vet Stephon Gilmore is the other starter, and second-year playmaker Duron Not-So-Bland is the top slot corner.
That photo that you shared where you saw the three of them in the end zone was sexy.
What three? Give us a little backstory.
Well, when you showed Bland, Gilmore, and Diggs,
Did it make your inside your pants move a little?
well, it made me put Gilmore up on a list of possible Jers days by.
Oh, wearing the 21. I don't know if I could buy a 21.
I'd
Right?
have to.
I still have like breakup. What's the word? Breakup PTSD with Zeke. I don't think I could get a 21 with Gilmore on it. I don't think I could.
I'll do it.
Yeah, you got to do it. I wish he kind of stuck with 5, to be honest. He was 5 with the Colts. So, and this is actually interesting. Hey, this is on the Cowboys Can Fan Instagram at Cowboys Can Fan. Shout out to ourselves.
Shout out.
Seeing how we're just rebels now.
Seeing as no one else can shut us out since we're demonetized.
Now accepting butt pics.
Slide into our DMs. But it also kind of puts possibly Jordan Lewis possibly as a camp casualty. I doubt it. I think they end up keeping him. Jordan Lewis is possibly starting the year out on the PUP, the physically unable to perform list. So,
Hey, as stupid as this sounds, because of how much we have broken down running back so far and like been most uncomfortable with it,
Yep.
I would feel most comfortable cutting a running back than either one of Cox or Lewis, just because.
I agree with you.
Just because, like, I feel comfortable with these three dudes, but I want the depths. And I'm not saying that Lewis is going to be able to fill in for all three of these guys.
Yep.
But I just like his depth there. And who knows how you shuffle things around if something happens, even for a couple plays, just to never miss a beat. And same idea with Cox on linebacker.
yeah, we saw what happened last year going into the playoffs. What happens when we get into cornerback depth issues, right? We don't want that to happen. The more good players that you can have, obviously, the better.
Be careful, though. It's spicy.
Oh, got you on that one there,
beat me
dog.
to it.
Was that soundbite over soundbite?
No, I stopped mine just in
I know,
time.
but you stopped it. Oh wow, quick! That was a quick draw.
Here's a quick. I want your quick response from both of you guys. Lightning question.
Who's going? AJ, you answer first.
Tito Trinidad says Eagles winning the division.
False.
Eagles, like he's just saying that?
Yeah.
False.
False.
The reason I'm going with that, I'm going with history. There hasn't been a repeat NFC East title taker for the last almost, 15 years. So I'm rolling with history here. Yes, it has to happen at some point. With a healthy Dak Prescott coming into the season, with a healthy Dak Prescott, we even possibly win the division last year. You know, we get that one win against the Eagles, and then we're laughing.
You know what Cowboys need, though?
What's that?
Is a kicker, man, who's not going to miss big kicks, because we broke down, like, I think over the last 3 years, 5 games that had been lost,
Right.
with 3. We didn't even look at the ones that had been won by 3 points or less, right? So that's like, there's your 1.5 games or whatever it is per season, that if the Cowboys would have had one extra win last year, I mean, I guess barring who it is that they beat, but they're the ones that take the division. So
I'll say this. I would be very surprised if the NFC East doesn't have another 3 teams in the postseason next year. I could see the Eagles, Cowboys, and Giants all making the dance.
Well, sorry, go ahead.
just Giants improved.
I mean, you guys. I just thought you guys were going to tell him to fuck off because he was an Eagles fan. But
I didn't know he was an Eagles fan.
He must be, but he's actually. So because you didn't tell him to fuck off, he's sticking in. He's asked a couple other questions. He goes, if the Cowboys are smart, they keep Jordan Lewis.
Yep.
And then he says there was no repeat champs because all the teams were trash.
The NFC East has had its spurts. I mean, there was time with Romo and Eli. I mean, Eli Manning won the Super Bowl twice in that time, right? There's been good teams. The Cowboys had some pretty good teams in the early 2010s. They never repeated. They had to, it would be like a really good year, then a really bad year, and then it was kind of always different. So until I see a team repeat, I'm saying it's a new champion, which sets up the Cowboys quite nicely to take that crown back, you sons of bitches.
Oh, and just with that, it's
How about them Cowboys?
okay. Sorry,
Just move my screen for a sec.
like
No, just get it off.
Just shake it back and forth. Shake it back and forth.
move my
If I can
screen
bring this up. Yeah.
behind. That's a little behind baseball. Behind
okay.
baseball.
We got a nice little. If you're just listening to this on Spotify or Apple,
he hasn't brought it up yet.
well, I'm about to say, if you're just listening to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or Heart Tunes or whatever the hell some of these other streaming services are, you got to get on the YouTube, because Alex has put together quite the slideshow, and it's about comparing Micah Parsons to the best NFL and Dallas Cowboys linebackers of all time.
And of course, I mean, we got a lovely picture here of Micah and his mother. And I think
It's his son.
Is that
Yeah.
his son? And then grandfather Jerry Jones in with the family.
Grandpa Jer.
Now, I think this was from
The draft.
So
2021, baby, when we took the linebacker, son. So I have a question before we go through this.
yes.
It's all linebackers, not like outside, inside, just purely linebackers. Great linebackers.
Yes.
Cool.
So I think we could do this again with defensive ends.
Yeah.
And because I'd like, after going through this and doing the comparisons, I'd like to see how he matches up against defensive ends, because there are some when you look at the really good linebackers, there's some major differences.
Well, yeah,
between
they're
these
probably talking about Brian Urlacher, Ray Lewis. Those are a couple that pop out right away, and there's such different positions that they play than each other.
Right, but it was still fun comparison, and you get to see where he's sitting. So what this is comparing basically Micah Parsons' first 2 seasons with a bunch of probably say 15 or 17 different players, and we'll move through some of them more quickly than others. But we start with, like, I think 5 or so linebackers from the Dallas Cowboys history, the best linebackers. This was, I'm sure it'll be debated if someone's left off the list. Then the next section is
And we know who to blame.
modern linebackers, but they're retired now, but they were playing a little bit more of the modern day football. So we're not looking so far back to the 50s and 60s.
Yeah,
you
because
know?
they're so different.
and the
that
stats, you can't even compare.
it's like comparing a quarterback from that era to a quarterback now. Just the game's changed so much.
Well, I don't even think they started recording tackles until 2002 or something like that.
Yeah, it was late.
So,
It was super late.
So it's kind of difficult. But then the last section is comparing current NFL kind of studs who are comparable, or just like guys who are, I would say, S rankers for the most part, and seeing how they compare to Micah's first 2 seasons. So
Ain't no party like an S Club pod.
all right, let's get into this.
Micah Parsons.
This is just the stats of our boy right here, Micah Parsons. Adam, do you want to?
Yeah, so Micah Parsons, 33 games with a total tackle of 149. Solo tackles break it out at 106. Tackles for loss, 33.
TFL, baby. We're TFL boys. We are TFL boys.
QB hits, we're at 56.
Woo, woo.
Sakama Beach is 26.5, baby.
Booyah! That's what we call a sack lunch. Nom, 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 nom.
Pass deflection, 6, and forced fumbles, 6.
You know,
no ints.
No ints, and I actually Baldinger had just said he was calling Micah out about no interceptions, and Micah promised him 2 interceptions in 2023. Be interesting if he does that.
Yes,
Ooh, I like it.
So we're looking at his stats here. I put the total stats of the player when we compared them, but how we really are comparing is by game stats per game.
Per game,
So it'll be like tackles per game, because that's the easiest way. Because Micah played more games. Micah played 33 games. Some guys only played
In their first 2
15 or
seasons.
so. Yeah. So
What I do notice before you moved off this slide, he's almost averaging a sack a game. He's probably floating around like 85.85 sacks per game just by looking at his stats quickly there. 26.5 out of 33 games.
he's at we'll see it in a sec here. So these are I made this really funky too. So if you're listening,
I kind of like it.
if you're listening, you need to hop on. It's an acid trip. Get over to youtube.com/demonetized pocket. No, just search Cowboys Can Fan on YouTube and we will show up.
I am gonna make a T-shirt, like you know how we have our black Cowboys Can Fan shirts with the Canadian flag. I'm gonna put that with black writing on a white shirt, and then I'm gonna tie-dye the shirt. Boom, son.
I like that.
Yeah, it'll be sick.
Good call.
It kind of looks like this is what I have in my brain.
Yeah, totally. It's like
You're triggering. It's like I'm on an acid trip, man.
we were talking about GeoCities. It gives me that GeoCities website vibe.
It's
Angel Fire.
I imagine this is how you see the fourth quarter.
Me, AJ?
Oh yeah.
Is this vape 10 status?
No, there's predator vision or heat seeking vision. This is fourth quarter vision.
Oh, that'd be a funny clip
Fourth
to do.
quarter
Fourth quarter vision. Vape vision.
Yeah.
Okay, so and just as you're about to get into it, Rolando Rodriguez, Cowboys Can Fan, Hollywood Henderson is the only linebacker as fast as Micah and could return kickoffs. Cheers, emojis. Go Cowboys! Football emoji.
Cheers, brother.
I like the emojis.
Yeah.
I like the emojis.
So, okay, what do we got? Dexter.
All right. So you and some I don't know, Dexter Coakley. Do you remember?
No,
this guy?
he. So I started. I'll give a little backstory. I really started watching the Cowboys big time, like watching every single game in 2005, 2006 was when I really kind of went into
just
it.
after.
Just after Cokes.
Oh, hang on. Let me.
Go ahead for there, AJ.
Crack 'em if you got 'em.
Crack 'em
So,
if you got them.
This guy was just how I did this was I looked at a bunch of people's lists and kind of used my own rankings too, and then I just picked like where they were ranked on the list and kind of picked an average. And Dexter Coakley made it, so props to this guy.
It looks like he had a great career, to be honest.
Yeah, like he did 8 years with the Cowboys too, and I mean, if someone gave you these stats and said this is a player you're going to draft, you'd be like,
You
yeah.
take him. What does
3-time Pro Bowler in 99, 2001, and 2003.
does it show?
Yeah.
What round he was taken?
No, sorry.
All good. All good.
Oh.
Okay, first 2 years. So now we have tackles by game, solo tackles by game,
Oh, I like that you did.
total sacks.
I like that you did the work for us there.
Yeah, sacks by game,
I like that. That's key.
tackle for loss by game, and quarterback hits by game. Unfortunately, a lot of these sacks in the early years, they didn't even record these.
Yep.
But looking at this, what stands out to you big time here? Obviously, Micah Parsons' sacks is just he's
0.8 a game.
0.8 sacks a game, and
TFL won a game.
yeah. And even when you look at the only category where Micah Parsons wasn't stronger than Coakley, he's only 0.5 tackles less per game. So Coakley is at 5 and Micah Parsons 4.5 tackles.
So very close. So I just got a little backstory for the Cokes. 5'10", 230 pounds, not a big dude.
Underdog.
Taken in the 1997 draft, round 3, pick 65.
Respectable pick.
Yeah, not bad. I'll take it. I mean, you get an 8-year player who has some pretty good numbers. You take that.
I guess the other thing too.
Top 5 Cowboy linebacker. That's what
I'd say in middle linebacker. You got to, if you're thinking about middle, like for what he's doing, he's definitely up there. Because I'm trying to think back to guys in my day, and the only middle linebacker that we've had that has been. Well, there's been 2 because LVE's been half decent, and I'm sure we'll get into the guys we're talking about. But Sean Lee. Sean Lee's the only middle linebacker that I can think of since I've been a fan that's been worth half a damn.
I was going to say another interesting thing. Not that we're going to be able to do this, but it could just be something that we check again. I wonder. I mean, stats will tell, but I wonder how much playing time Dexter Coakley actually got.
I think he did.
If he picked up in round 3. How many starts did he have? Like, how many snaps did he take? Versus, not saying that we needed to have that, but that would be another interesting.
Basically,
total snaps in the first 2 years.
All of these players played like over 80% of their.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, total. I'm not a stats guy.
Why don't you go and crunch your own damn numbers and be happy with the stats that you have that are much more important than that.
Guys,
you always start saying, "Hey, good job," and then you fucking rip.
His first
doesn't work.
His first 3 years, actually his first 4 years, games played 16, games started 16 out of every season. So he started and played in every single game in his first 4 years. You get that from a 3rd round pick. I like he. He's on the list just because of that.
And thank you for stat checking that.
No, I don't mind it. I like what AJ. This is the whole point.
You did a fantastic job stat checking.
But here's the thing: even if he only started 2 games but played in 16,
for sure,
it doesn't matter. Micah Parsons should he be punished because he's starting in more games now, and then we only take his?
No.
You know what I mean? Like, no.
Yeah.
I did have that thought. I'm just saying, like, I was like, well.
Ad called you out. He called you out.
No. I said you can kind of tell, and it's not Micah Parsons' fault that he's maybe going to start more than some of these guys.
Coakley looks like he's going to fuck you up, by the way. Coakley looks like the dude from The Replacements, the no-name guy.
Oh, yeah.
That the safety that they bring in.
Yeah, the guy from the prison guy.
52, I like the number.
Coakley looks like he played with a chip on his shoulder. I like it. Ooh.
There he is.
There he is. General Lee, baby.
General Sean Lee.
Would have been a Hall of Famer if he could only stay healthy. So just Sean Lee to me is an S player.
What is he's got? So for his big kind of standout NFL accomplishments here, 2-time second team All Big Ten. Oh, I guess that's college. I shouldn't have had that on there. 2-time Pro Bowler and a first team All Pro Bowler, and those both of those happened in 2016.
2016, he was an absolute monster. He actually showed what his potential was.
Took him 6 years.
It took him 6 years because he battled. He was Mr. Glass. He really was, and I feel bad for the guy because he read the play faster than anyone else on the field. He was going to that spot before anyone else on the field. He's, to me, he's one of my top 5 favorite Cowboys, and it just
point up to it.
Where's his jersey?
Hasn't moved. That's the only jersey that hasn't
General
moved.
Lee's up on the wall, and when he was healthy, he turned possibly top 20 defense into a top 10 easily.
So how many categories do you think Parsons beats him in?
Every category.
Not tackles, not even close. Not even close in tackles.
Every category except for one.
Ever you say no tackles?
Or interception. Sean Lee was an absolute. Oh, really got beat? So is that even taken into account?
First 2 seasons, though, Ant.
First two seasons.
Sorry, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I should have reminded you. A little trick question.
First two seasons. First 2
years. Yeah, because
he didn't even play his first year, really.
Yeah.
He barely played his first year.
But he had 16 games or whatever it was of playing, even though, yes, you're right, he didn't start. But I didn't want to punish Micah.
Oh, Micah's an absolute monster.
He goes out there, he starts, he plays. General Lee had the same chance. Now, you're right, like, different comparison.
Oh, if I have to pick the better player between Sean Lee and Micah Parsons is by far the better player.
Next, we have Ken Norton Jr., who was a little before our time, but still, I like the guy. He was a 3-time Super Bowl champ. Actually, he
got them rings.
Who was the damn dude that he played with? He was part of a one of the deadly defenses in Dallas there. Oh, that's alliteration. He was a first-team All-Pro, second-team All-Pro in 93, first-team All-Pro in 95, and a 3-time Pro Bowl player.
And a 3-time Super Bowl champion. Did you say that?
Yeah, he let out with that.
1988 to 1993. And the big standout here is Ken Norton Jr. was a tackle machine, 7.4 tackles per game average. But, of course, your boy Micah, just dominates. Norton Jr. only had 5 sacks in his first 2 seasons. And Micah, 26.5. Some might say 27 if you round up.
It would be if you round up. That is mathematics.
Here's another fun one.
This is a good one. This is for any of the players and for the listeners. This is the first comparison that's probably the most, like, the closest comparison, like guys that play similar positions. DeMarcus Ware and Micah Parsons are pretty much, Ware played a lot of linebacker in a 3-4 defensive scheme, but it puts him on as like an edge rusher the whole time, pretty much. But this is the best comparison to Micah Parsons for me.
So far. And we got, DeMarcus Ware, first team all MWC. What the fuck is that?
That's probably, I have no idea.
Okay, well, that's what he was twice. 3-time Pro Bowler and a second-team All-Pro. So never made the All-Pro.
No, which is strange to me because he had a couple really damn good seasons. Very strange that he never had any first-team All-Pro selections because he was an absolute monster a couple seasons. I think he had to fringe have 20 sacks once or twice for the Cowboys. I remember one of the first games I was watching as a Cowboys fan. He picked off Michael Vick and outran everyone to the end zone. Ware was just beware of D-Ware, man. You had to know where D-Ware was. That's why you had to beware of D-Ware.
And I like his smile too.
Oh, D-Ware's he's a stand-up guy, complete professional.
And I thought about putting players' faces up here, but I know how biased we are if I did that, so I had to keep all.
We had to
I
like you got the acid trippy background, which is sweet. Actually, I need all these images after.
Yeah.
Well, we have a correction here. Rolando Rodriguez says Cowboys can fan Ken Norton was number 51. Wrong picture. LOL. Go Cowboys.
That is the wrong picture of Ken Norton.
Who is that?
59, dude.
59, dude.
I mean,
that when I looked at his face, it's definitely not Ken Norton.
Oh yeah, that's probably Dennis Thurman.
Oh,
they probably just use. We got it.
Hey, let's
fix it.
Let's hit rewind.
Yeah, let's see who this motherfucker is. Just a quick little hold while I do.
Well, I'll talk about D-Ware.
Go ahead.
So D-Ware, man, 178 games started, 173, 3 interceptions. That one touchdown's the touchdown. I talked about him returning that Vic interception, which was, man, was it epic. 138.5 sacks, 657 combined tackles, 505 solo, tackle for losses, 171, and 229 QB hits. I'm going to say that Micah might still have the edge for the first two seasons because Micah just had such a good first 2 years that it's hard to beat.
Divine Gun in chat says Ware also played when Strahan was the top dog. So he did went up against likes of Michael Strahan.
Strahan, there's a bunch of good rushers. But it is surprising.
And then Tito Trinidad's reminding us that Cowboys won a Super Bowl when Al Bundy was a hit.
Oh, that's actually pretty funny. Hey, Al Bundy once scored 4 touchdowns in a football game.
And then our boy EJ Savage says, at a 50th wedding anniversary, but had to stop by and say, what up?
What up, EJ?
EJ gets invited to the most weddings in the world.
Yeah.
And also, what up, EJ?
Well, that's a wedding anniversary.
Oh, yeah. Today I watched the documentary. Oh, yeah. Macho Man himself.
There's a Macho Man documentary?
Yeah.
on?
The Madness.
YouTube.
YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, the best.
YouTube makes a ton of really good docs.
I was trying, speaking of, we'll get a little off track here. I was trying to find the 3rd episode of Ultimate Fighter 31, and I just couldn't find it anywhere. Could not find it anywhere to stream.
Is that new?
Yeah, it's the
okay,
one with
the new one,
McGregor.
yeah.
It's the one. Hey, did you? And we won't dive into this, but we're gonna get a little off track.
We talked about it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, no, you and I were talking.
Yeah, the McGregor news.
yeah, yeah.
Did you see the Conor McGregor news?
What?
Oh, he's
Don't say the word, but he's in some deep trouble.
deep water, violently R-word.
At the basketball
NBA
finals.
apparently.
Well, I mean,
It just hit.
I know. And here's the thing. I've been numb to it now, so I have no opinion.
Yeah.
We'll just wait and see what the fuck happens.
Oh yeah. There's there's cameras everywhere in a stadium.
Yeah, and I also call people lunatics for like lashing out because they read an article, and I'm not saying,
for sure.
I'm not saying that's what you guys are doing at all. So I just can't
you kinda are.
participate in it.
I just wanted to see if you saw
I
it.
haven't. I had not seen it.
Well,
no,
the reason it got brought up was because he's one of the coaches in the new Ultimate Fighter.
Yes, exactly.
Anyways, DeMarcus
Let's
Ware.
rewind back
Yeah,
to-
Cowboys kind of bad. We're demonetized. So DeMarcus Ware versus Micah for the first 2 years. The only category that Ware has an advantage is solo tackles a game
Barely, though.
by a pubic hair.
by pubic hair. But look, in terms of actual overall production or similar production, he's
Very close.
He's very close. But Micah is definitely a step ahead. The first two.
Micah has that elite speed. D-Ware had that elite length.
And here's a fun one. There's really no comparison, but just to show some love to the old Cowboys. And this guy has been or was, from what I researched, the probably #1 picked linebacker overall. Generally, there are some people who didn't even have him on a list, but I think they were more talking about like modern football.
Right.
Chuck
But
Howley.
when they're looking at like historically all time, Chuck Howley's pretty much always #1.
Funny
61 to 73.
funny story. He's 22 in that picture.
Yeah, no doubt.
AJ, can you toss me one, son?
And as Alex is tossing Antoine,
I got my fucking.
we're just going
Wait
just
back.
for clarity.
nailed it.
We're just going through Cowboys linebackers, and then
No,
you're
we're gonna go to modern.
and then we're gonna go to modern.
after
Yeah.
this guy. But Ad, what do you think of this guy's stats? Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP, and there's an asterisk on that one, which
They lost.
We'll get yeah.
They lost that Super
They
Bowl
lost. He's the only player in NFL history.
to lose the game and still be the MVP because he wanted to go to Disneyland.
That's right. Yeah. Then they were giving it away back then, I'm sure, but it was a swampland. 5-time first team All-Pro, second team All-Pro, 6-time Pro Bowler, and a Dallas Cowboys Ring of Honor member.
Woo.
Give it up for the fucking man, Chuck Howley.
And with that crazy buzz cut,
Crack him if you got him.
What buzzkill?
buzz cut.
Oh, buzz cut. What I will say is, can you go back to his stats for 1 second? So he's a linebacker,
Yeah,
but they're keeping stats of interception yards, but not tackles back then.
I know.
Up till 2002 or whatever.
Did they
what
not-
are you thinking?
No one thought.
Oh,
no
wow,
one
we should-
thought
tackling's
about
important.
tackling being a stat.
Maybe it was just so hard to keep track of
And they-
until they had certain technology.
Probably. Yeah.
Who knows?
Like until people actually had to watch.
Well, I know.
Like,
You think you could have paid some schlub. You probably could have given some guy free tickets.
Ted!
Yeah, free tickets to go
He's
sit.
already doing it. He's already got his own fucking board. He's already
Guaranteed there
Yeah.
was somebody that would have done it for free just for tickets.
just for tickets.
Come on, NFL.
And hey, that's give or take. Maybe they fucking fudge a couple numbers, but at least you got something.
At least there's something.
I'm also surprised they have. Like maybe they don't have footage of the game, and that's the problem. But I'm surprised they don't go back historically.
Oh,
and
they do.
start
They have
making-
footage for sure.
Well, then why don't they go back and start?
There's no
making-
reason that you can't go back
Pay
and do
some
it.
fucking new intern from a film school who is looking for some work experience.
Hey,
Go
they're
into
called
the
NFL
basement.
historians.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
sure-
go into the basement and be an NFL historian and start
catacombs?
start taking stats of every game from 1950s up.
No,
I'll fucking volunteer, man.
No, you could just chat GPT it.
Give me no. You probably could. Maybe
Joking.
you might be able. How
Forward
fucked
slash
up would that be?
Go through and calculate all the tackles from Chuck Howley from.
It would just come up as internet or interception yards.
Yeah, the numbers are so blurry they like can't even fucking.
Yeah.
But you're right. I don't know why they couldn't just go back and do that. Very interesting.
Here's Chuck Howley's number. Just throwing some love out to the dude. 1961 to 1973. 13 seasons with the Cowboys. And I mean, the only stats that we got of the man, 25 career interceptions, which is pretty good from a linebacker.
Hell yeah.
18 fumble recoveries too. So we probably cost some of those. And of course, the only player on a losing team to win a Super Bowl MVP. 18 fumble recoveries twice, I put. And then he's also not in the NFL Hall of Fame, unfortunately.
Shade. Or the Ring of Honor.
Is he not?
Well, I thought it would be up there. Maybe he is.
Maybe he is. I just
he's a
didn't-
Ring of He's a Ring of Honor member.
Did I?
Oh, yeah. There
yeah,
it is.
yeah.
Boom. I got to start reading these slides.
But he's not in the NFL Hall of Fame, which is surprising.
Shade. Look at that, though. 13 seasons with the Cowboys, 25 career interceptions. That's flirting with 2 a season. That's very close.
Dude.
That's like 1.98 interceptions a year.
He looks like a beefy guy to get those interceptions and to be
imagine
dogging
having to
it down
tackle
there.
that guy.
You got to think you do give like the last 2 years of a guy's season, like maybe you're like, okay, he was falling off. So that's even 11 seasons worth of 25. That's pretty damn
He
good.
even has the like 60th, like the 50 style name. Chuck Howley.
I picture him.
How about that interception there, pal?
Chuck Howley marching down the field. I picture him playing the guy that's telling you to jump out of the airplane in a World War II movie.
You know what? Like, okay, so
Or a Vietnam movie.
Okay, so 61 to 73. Yeah, he definitely wasn't. He definitely hated the beatnik people. He hated hippies.
Oh, I hated hippies.
My name's Chuck Howley. I like to smoke cigarettes, drink whiskey, and get my dick sucked at halftime.
The little DSing under the bleachers, because there were only bleachers in those days.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Top.
Okay,
I know this might be hard to read.
before whatever that says there, could you toss me one, son?
Oh yeah.
I'll say it, now we're going away from the Dallas Cowboys greats and we're flirting around with the top modern NFL linebackers. So this can be any team in the modern era.
Yeah, but they're not playing, I don't think.
Okay, so retired.
Excuse me, retired, but we have that other section of current players too. Just wanted to split it up into kind of a nice ABC type of
I like it.
thing.
Everybody
and,
just wants to see how he compares to LT. That's
you
all
guys-
they're tuning in for.
Are you guys seeing the background, or is it just me?
I'm seeing the background.
Okay,
A schooner. A schooner.
I just
is
wanted to make sure I wasn't
Is a
Scooters.
sailboat.
Yeah, there is no. It's a boat, moron.
Haha, you idiot.
There he is.
Okay, here
Wow.
it is. Wow. Okay.
I mean, I had to do it.
Can't
It
even
was
read all of his
I know
stats
it was
there.
more to just say like the list that this
Can
dude
I
has.
read them off?
For
Go
Lawrence,
for it.
so for audio listeners, we are now looking at Lawrence Taylor.
Okay, so Lawrence Taylor, 2 times.
1981 to 1993, New York Giants, all day.
All-time great.
2-time Super Bowl champion. Don't know what years. NFL Most Valuable Player in 86. 3-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year. NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year in 81. 8-time first
Jesus.
team All-Pro. 81 to 86. 88, 89.
Well, don't read the years. So just go.
Yeah, just-
2-time second team All-Pro. 10-time Pro
87,
Bowl.
90.
NFL sack leader in 86. NFL 1980s All-Decade Team. NFL
You missed the 10-time Pro Bowl. Sorry.
No, I said it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
You
I
did.
did. I'm just seeing it so fast that you can't hear me.
He's flying through it.
NFL 75th Anniversary All-Time Team, NFL 100th Anniversary All-Time Team, New York Giants Ring of Honor, New York Giants number 56 retired, 2 times NFC Player of the Year, and the Burt Bell Award, and
Yep.
he's Shark in Any Given
Yeah,
Sunday.
he's sharking and loved cocaine.
Love Coke.
cocaine.
cocaine. I love cocaine.
Oh,
Crack 'em if you got 'em.
correct him if you got
got
him.
him.
And probably the person that, when you say Micah Parsons, Lawrence Taylor's names has come up in the last 2 years a few times.
People like to flirt with the comparison.
People love
And
to
if you're
flirt.
not a Cowboys fan, they love to tell you how stupid you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
LT. I'm like, well, he's similar. I'm not saying he's the guy. Look at LT. Look at that, though.
We only have one comparable fact, unfortunately, between Lawrence Taylor and Micah Parsons, and that is sacks. And Micah edges him, and he edges him good.
He edges him hard.
He edges him right to the edge. And
Edge me one, son.
Edge me one, baby.
But Micah, 26.5 sacks, and Lawrence Taylor, 17. But that's not a real fair comparison. In how many games, right? Micah Parsons, 0.8 sacks per game. Lawrence Taylor, 0.7.
Woo.
First 2 seasons, though.
First two seasons. Because Taylor went on in his, like, I'd say 5th or 6th year to just absolutely destroy.
Yeah. After he actually, obviously, his first 2 seasons were his most mild, and then
He ramps it up.
and I believe the second season of his, which we do account for, but with the sacks per game, but it was a shortened season, so
Right, so he got a little dinged.
yeah.
I guess it is per game, though. I will say this about LT.
Ray Lewis like
LT has that. He's scary. Like, guys, other teams were
Yeah.
scared of him, where
Yes.
other teams with Micah, they're like, Micah's good. People thought LT might actually hit them or do something crazy, where Micah's doesn't have that intimidating persona.
Did not Lawrence Taylor get credited with kind of creating, in some shape or form, having a dominant force on the modern day of NFL football?
He changed linebacking. He's that first edge rusher.
The line in Any Given Sunday when they say, "You're shocking to cancel, shock, he revolutionized linebacking," is basically saying Lawrence Taylor.
Well, and
That was my Al Pacino.
before you could pretty much put a running back to block and they could block the linebacker, LT, a running back, there was no running back in the league that could block LT. He's going through you, he's going around you, he's jumping you, and he's going to fucking kill your quarterback. That was LT.
Yep.
Some say he's the best player in NFL history, not best linebacker, best player. So that's saying better than Jerry Rice, better than Joe Montana, Tom Brady. That they think LT's the best player
Stop
at any position.
Oh, so you're saying Micah Parsons is better than him?
I'm saying Micah has a chance to be.
He does
up there.
This is to kind of bring to the forefront is if Micah is the dog who we believe he is, and he can continue at the pace he is, he will 100% finish in that fucking Rushmore.
top echelon.
And I definitely don't. I hate when people will say, "Well, if you put him in a modern day game, it would be totally different," because you have to look at the player in the essence of the era that they are.
It's
So like you can't. Yeah, of course, you put Lawrence Taylor in today's game.
He'd still be just
He
as
would
good.
well.
He would be who he
probably
is
would
and
be
better.
He probably would be better.
He probably would, yeah.
You take that person and
But competition would be better.
yeah, but if you take the inside, I mean, look, the photo that Alex used, it looks like it was taken off of a fucking Motorola V710 or something like that. Like, what the F?
Well, and this is the thing, but we say that we're saying that he would be better possibly, but he was at that era. He was the first of his kind, so they hadn't learned how to scheme against it at all either, right?
Yeah.
He was just let go to do his thing. If they were running a play to the right side and he was, to the left side and he was lined up on the right, no one would even block him, and a lot of the time he'd get a clean shot on quarterbacks. I'm not taking anything away from the guy. He's
Well, it does sound like you are.
Well, I'm just saying, if we're gonna say that's why you can't say swap eras.
I agree. It's the same thing with Wayne Gretzky, and nothing to take away from his greatness, but the dude was just on such another level than every other player, and the goaltending was just
Dog shit.
terrible that, like, yeah, that's how he could score an average of 5 or 6 fucking points a game for a couple seasons.
Yeah,
and-
but again, you take someone like Gretzky, you put him in modern day. That kid growing up, you're adjusting to
I know
to
you'd
that
still.
era, right?
But here's the thing: there's been probably 5 or 6 Wayne Gretzky's since Wayne Gretzky.
Right.
But they're playing against
but they're
amazing
playing against better
amazing
team,
goalies, amazing defensemen.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like
LT, I think LT would play in any era and would be dominant in any era.
Oh, I agree. And so would Wayne Gretzky. He would be one of those top players. But I just think it's really hard now. There was a golden age of sports, and it probably lies right between the 70s and 90s, where some people just took it to another level.
Yeah.
And I think golf happened a little bit with Tiger Woods when he showed up. So it was maybe actually close to the same time, perhaps.
Well, yeah,
a little bit later.
in any sports you had, so in hockey you had Gretzky, in football, well, you had Lawrence Taylor, but you also had Joe Montana. Basketball, you had Michael Jordan.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So there was every sport had that guy that was
revolutionized
up
the game.
here and was the face of the league.
And here's a face of the league.
Just a quick little throwback here, because it's a nice little hot take from our boy Rolando Rodriguez. Cowboys fan Chuck Howley will be inducted into the 2023 Hall of Fame this year. Bit of Cowboys fan since Super Bowl 5.
Is it a V? Yeah, so 5. That's when he won it.
Go Cowboys.
I love the energy. I love the energy. Chat's showing some energy.
Rolando.
Will be inducted, he says.
Yeah, will be inducted.
I like it. 2023.
Hot take.
Good for him.
Hot take. I like it. So Ray Lewis, again, a great linebacker, one of the best of the modern era guys, but completely different position, right? Ray Lewis played a completely different position than Micah Parsons.
Well, look, I think just to roll through his stats, the most important ones are at the bottom. But 2-time Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, 7-time first team All-Pro, 3-time second team All-Pro, 13 Pro Bowls, 3 NFL tackle leaders, NFL 2000s all-decade team, blah, 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 blah. But his records here, most career combined tackles of 2,059, and then most career solo tackles of 1,000.
Absolute beast.
The way that you said,
And got away with killing a guy.
Yeah.
the way that you said combined tackles, for a second I thought you were talking about like combine tackles.
He's at the combine and knew.
And oh, Ray Lewis hits another broadcaster. It is all out heck down there until these journalists get their unions papers signed. They are free to be hit by football players.
How awesome would what?
Hot take from Reichs. Why don't you say it to everybody out there? What happened? Yesterday, the reason we weren't we didn't have our cast.
The reason we weren't live last night.
The reason we weren't live last night is we had a combine.
yeah.
We had our own Riker had a combine. Tell them what you went in the draft.
I was first round draft pick.
Nice. Okay, we got to
nice,
quit this
very nice.
podcast. We got to put all funds into rights.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, go cut the cast. Congrats.
Hey, since the NIL has a thing now, he's the first CanFan sponsored athlete.
What's the what round? How many rounds?
One.
There's 24 players and 2 teams, so 48 players in
Holy
total.
shit!
Hell yeah, buddy.
Pretty good, dude.
Yeah,
Not
hey,
that it would matter.
the work doesn't stop. The work just starts.
Yeah, exactly.
You should be running those stairs right now, son.
Yeah.
Getting ready for tackle season.
I'll text Coach Morv and tell him that.
Dad, it starts on Monday.
Oh, yeah, good.
The first practice is on Monday.
Well, go do some push-ups.
Yeah, buddy. Good
Congrats,
job.
dude.
Congrats. I'm gonna. Little days, I'm gonna be on the other team.
You can't play here.
Yeah.
Well, and I will text Morv because we ran. So Morv, also a Dallas Cowboys fan, was on a lot of early episodes. He ran some
Our
training.
friend.
Yeah, he ran training. I took Riker to a field a couple times. Left Riker in a field.
Yeah, left him in the field.
Left
and
him in
said,
the field?
All right,
Morph, hunt my son.
I'll be back here in 4 hours.
But I guess the bigger. It's his first year
In tackle football.
ever playing football.
Tackle football.
Tackle football, and like he played flag for 2 months.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, it's stoked.
Good.
Okay, sorry, Ray Lewis. Fuck you.
Ray Lewis.
Fuck you, Ray.
Who probably was also picked in the first round.
Oh, for
yeah.
sure.
Dominating in tackles, 9.8 tackles a game on average in his first 2 seasons, and 8.5 solo. So he was just out there
Hitting people.
Oh, yeah.
Punching people in the mouth.
His NFL films is
it's awesome.
It's so good.
You'll run through a fucking wall.
But like you said, Ant, completely different game here when you look at his sacks, only 6.5 or 0.2 per game.
Yeah, they're different positions in my mind.
If
Yeah,
you
they're
had-
linebackers.
If you had both those guys on the same team, it'd be
Unstoppable. Absolutely
scary.
unstoppable.
Derek Thomas.
Oh, that's it. I didn't know Derek Thomas was a linebacker. I was thinking a different guy. Derek Thomas is very similar to Micah's kind of style.
Yes.
He's like an outside guy.
Yeah. Again, unfortunately, his career 89 to 99 limited stats, but just breaking down what this man did, a lot of respect for him. It's kind of sad because I think he would have been a really exciting player to watch, and I don't really see many highlights on him for some reason. Like, just wasn't a standout player, and it seemed to be in a time like 89 to 99 where there should have been some, quality. You have other players that have, at least a nice YouTube 10-minute clip or something like that. But come on, guys, do your work.
I like that first stat that he has there.
NFL Man of the Year, baby.
I respect that.
Keep going.
NFL Man of the Year for 93. I won't read the rest of the years. NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year, 2-time first team All-Pro, 3-time second team All-Pro, 9-time Pro Bowl, 2 times NFL Forced Fumbles leader, NFL Sacks leader, NFL 1990s All-Decade Team, PFWA, which we don't know what that means, All-Rookie Team, and Whizzer White NFL Man of the Year Award.
Sorry.
In 90, so it's 2. I don't
know why that's.
Oh yeah, he has 2 Man of the Year awards.
Oh, and the NFL sacks leader was for the year, not overall.
Right.
Yeah.
We just weren't allowed to say. I'm not allowed to say the year, so I didn't say it.
Yeah.
No,
you didn't say
I
it,
know,
didn't
but
say
I
it,
also
didn't say
didn't write out for the year. I should have. So.
it. NFL sacks leader in 1990.
All-time NFL sack leader of the world.
Ooh, our first tie. Our first tie. We got ourselves a push.
And then look at the sacks. So tackles per game, both of them averaged 4.5. I think I might have had to do something with Derek Thomas's stats to like kind of average it out. So
He came on the scene hot.
but here's what I like to see is the sacks. This guy's pushing Micah.
Yeah, this is the first person that we've had beat Micah in more than one category or 2 categories. And the only person that did it prior was Ray Lewis, that was tackles and solo tackles. So not really the same thing. Derek Thomas is pretty much doing what Micah did at a better rate for his first 2 years.
And Derek Thomas did it in 2 less games, probably.
So let me ask you guys this.
Maybe 3 or 4.
Maybe 3. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you guys this, though. If you go back to the last slide there, Alex,
No.
would
can't
you
do
be
it.
happy if this ends up being Micah Parsons' career? Like, this is Micah's ceiling.
Yeah.
It is. Sure, I'm sure he might not be the greatest of great, but 1990s All-Decade Team, had a year where he was a sack leader, 9-time Pro Bowl. We're talking about Derek Thomas right now.
Yeah.
A bunch of second-team All-Pros, a couple first-team. I think if that's Micah's floor, I think that
9-time Pro Bowl stretch from 89 to 97.
It's impressive.
Gets me on board right away.
Yeah.
Because to be a Pro Bowl, you are the top of your class for that year. So stats are important for sure. But, just for the sake of shits and giggles, if there's something major that changes in the game, it could have an effect on how many tackles or sacks a guy can get. And so that is a pretty good indication of a person's like...
Yeah, the first team All-Pros, the second team in the Pro Bowls. Those are kind of...
Oh, yeah. I think the first team All-Pro is the top.
So it actually, I would even say
order.
a second team is probably more important than a Pro Bowl.
Sure.
But if you're a second team or a first team, you're gonna be a Pro Bowler. 100 P.
Yeah, the other thing when we talk about the interesting thing when we're debating people, because that's what we like to do.
Master debating people?
We like to, Aster over here loves to master debate people. When you look at when you look at someone like LT who revolutionized the sport, specifically for defensive linebackers, and then you look at someone like Derek Thomas, where maybe you hear him as much. I don't hear him as much as you hear like Lawrence Taylor. You're not going to have, like, Micah Parsons isn't necessarily going to revolutionize the game, because what can you do to revolutionize it? So when you say the words like, would you like his stats? Absolutely. The thing that's interesting is that I like what Alex is doing here with the first 2 years, first 2 seasons specifically, is that a lot of these guys who became like just dogs, they're not like
lighting it up.
They're not lighting it up their first 2 seasons. Derek Thomas did, though.
He's the first guy that I would say lit it up, like, as far as like comparison to Micah. He beat him.
I think
He fucking beat him.
I think
hey, we don't know what his solo tackles are, so let's just be.
I think with Micah, you got to be happy with the production that he's putting in, because he's doing it at the most elite level or the most mature level of football, because it's present day.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So
The most advanced, even, I guess you could say.
yeah,
Right? Yeah.
like, I'm not saying that the quality of football, well, I guess kind of what I'm saying is the quality of football is better.
You're saying it.
But I'm
You're
not
saying
saying that these are the best football players ever.
Right.
Yeah.
No, but like, look at like the on general, quarterbacks are a different type of breed. Like everybody is like a different type of breed.
Look,
like Micah Parsons.
we've
included.
seen the game shifted, right? Like quarterbacks, tackling, everything is definitely changed from the 80s, I think there's a funny fucking meme that circles around where it's like, hey, CBS football, and it's like the first 5 hits.
Yeah,
or
it's a
something are
promo.
like-
It was a CBS promo in like the 80s.
and the first 5 hits are like
Are all penalties now.
horse collar.
Yeah.
Fucking close. It looks like a WWE promo.
Yeah, because I
Face, just huge face mask.
well, and that's like so. Yeah, so obviously,
Fucking kill him.
the an interesting thing that our boy Rolando Rodriguez is saying is Cowboys fan Derek Thomas had 7 sacks in one game and he set the record.
Yeah, he has the record.
Go Cowboys!
Hey,
Micah's coming for that
fucking
record,
think
son.
that's hot.
That is odd. That's
Hey,
odd.
but I
That's
like
7 in a game.
I like this guy, and I like his style.
I do too.
Wouldn't be
Derek
mad
Thomas.
if that's what Micah ends up with.
Hey,
Sounds
can't
like
be.
Frank Thomas from the White
Now,
Sox.
Junior Seau.
Seo.
Sorry. Definitely not a good comparison with Micah at all.
Yeah, just a hard-nosed middle linebacker.
Yeah,
Wow, he
but
played for a while.
Wanted
Yeah,
to
he played forever.
wanted to show our respects to the man because he definitely played a large part in not a large part, but he was part of that core group of NFL studs when I got into the NFL and started playing video games too. So it's like,
Junior Seo's
Yeah.
football.
yeah, he's just a standout name. 6-time, first-time All-Pro.
See, that's what I mean. These all-pros.
Yeah.
Like that's 6
That
times
is-
your first team all-pro.
Yeah.
Zigama.
And he did it fair. Actually, what's interesting with Sal is he did it pretty consistently for 10 years, from 92 to 94, 96, 98, and 2000. So, like,
Yeah.
you know, he did his first 10 years of his career were pretty stellar.
Those aren't like fucking wash years either. Like there's a lot of dogs in those years.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Good football years.
Anyone in an all-decades team, and then the
Specifically
NFL
the
100,
90s.
yeah, and then the 100th anniversary all-time
Yeah.
team. You're a goat at your position.
Yeah. 12-time Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Just for comparison.
Just an absolute monster.
But-
he played what 20 years almost, and
Yeah.
12 of those years he was in the Pro Bowl. The later years, sure, he probably wasn't in because obviously as you get older, you're not the same guy. But come on, the absolute beast.
I just want to say shout out to Julian424. He's showing up saying, "What's up, boys?"
But I thought the good thing to look here would be like looking at having 6.7 tackles per game, Mike at 4.5. So that was Junior's game. Was being in the middle, being a tackler,
Rocking it up, mucking it up.
and a respectable 0.25 per game. So every 4 games
You're getting a
you're
sack.
getting a sack. I mean,
What
I like it.
you're not throwing that in the trash.
out of all those stats on there, if you had to pick one, not just between not for Junior Seau, but on all of those stats,
TFLs
there-
per game.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
I was actually going to say that TFLs for me, because TFLs, QB hits is also good. Like
Yep,
it
yep,
depends
QB
what
hits
you're
would be
doing.
good.
But TFLs for a linebacker is super important, especially guys like Seo and Ray Lewis and guys that are roaming the middle. Or I guess even Micah Parsons having a 1 a game, that's huge. If it's a second and 3 and they're trying to run it and Micah surplants the
but
guy.
It's one tackle for loss per game.
It's huge.
And almost 1 sack per game. So that's kind of a double dose because I don't think that they count the same. A sack's a sack and a tackle for a loss is a tackle for a loss.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. So so you're actually if you're getting one TFL and then almost a sack a game, those are 2 huge negative plays that you're putting against the offense.
Now, how much do you think, because some of these guys in the eras that they were playing, there was a lot more predominantly running games, so some of their stats, like tackles, like a Junior Seau's tackles, are going to be a little bit
be.
more
Oh, huge.
inflated, right? Because, like, obviously, you're not going to be just running a guy over to Micah's side. You're going to do everything to divert it from that side. So he's playing a different point. So we all know that there are a lot of stats on all parts that just are not taken into account here in terms of what they do for that team.
It's still per game though. At least. Well, yeah, I know.
it's the best that
if
you
they're
it's
running
the,
more per game.
It's
then,
the best you can.
Okay,
It's
so
the best you can compare.
the
it.
one stat, and maybe you're going to surprise us
Maybe
with
per
this.
attempt would be the best.
Oh, we can always when we do defensive ends because I think we should. That would be
Okay,
will be fun.
but with
we can add
Micah
some.
Parsons, this is what I remember. Now I remember what I was going to say before the whole combine thing. What other player that we've seen so far affected a team the way that Micah's affected the team? Because if you
LT,
yeah,
I mean,
obviously.
obviously.
But I'm saying, like, like Micah being on the Cowboys intrinsically changed the defense.
Oh, for sure.
Yes, but
I'd almost say all these guys. all the modern day guys that we're looking at, like all these dudes right now,
Yeah.
every single one of them was an absolute. Oh, yeah.
Now,
You build that
in the first 2 seasons, you think?
Definitely Derek
Thomas for sure.
Even and then LT, obviously, that's without saying. Maybe not. I mean,
How about this next guy?
let's see it. Oh yeah, Merriman, another San Diego Charger.
Yeah.
So we went back to
two
back,
Chargers.
and actually they played together.
Now, originally I had who the fuck is his name? He was a coach also for
Sorry, I
the
guess
49ers.
I guess anybody with Rookie of the Year would probably be in that conversation.
Well, the funny thing with Merriman is he started off very hot. Like he's had the lights out dance. Do you guys remember that when
Yeah.
you do
Yeah,
this thing? He started off so crazy, and then I'm pretty sure I'm reaching back here because this is right when
You're
I
right.
started. This is when I
And that's
started
why I brought him into the comparison.
because of the lights or because he kind of petered out.
Had
Oh, his first
strong
2 years.
So let's see how.
Well, and then he had
You know?
PED allegations and failed drug test, and he kind of
so
petered out a little bit.
had some character issues. Now
He probably beats Micah, maybe.
You can't blame a guy for them
Juicing?
changing. No, I mean,
Well,
they're
having a little-
they're changing. They're getting more
chasing the
sophisticated.
tail, getting out
They're
there,
getting more sophisticated with their testing. You can't-
Chasing the muff around.
get chasing the muffiner.
I'm gonna get that for the first. I'll get in soft on
Get
me.
it-
Sit by the
breakdown.
pool a day, chasing the mother around, breakdown. Sorry,
but-
AJ.
With Sean Merriman, I think to this point in the doc and in our conversation, we've been talking about guys who are historically legends.
Yep.
Well, now I think Merriman had a good career. No one's doubting that. But he definitely did not continue the pace that he was on. And I think it's important for us to look at that too.
This is what we don't want Micah Parsons to have happen to him.
Yeah, exactly.
Have 2 awesome seasons and then kind of just peter out. We do not. This is the classic case of, I think he had some injuries, then he got into stuff that he shouldn't have been taken.
Exactly. Keep this in mind right now here. He played from 2005 to 2012.
Had a long
Played
career.
75 games, 59 starts. So do the math there. It's not a lot of games per season. And then also had 45.5 sacks.
Yep.
Mike is halfway
there.
past halfway.
2-time first team All Pro though. But yeah, like look how he started.
Yeah.
He started fucking on fire.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
so where he beats Micah is solo tackles per game at 3.4, just behind him with 4.4.
Almost pushed at the
tackles.
tackles a game.
Yeah. Had 27 sacks, very close to Micah, but played less games. So he was actually averaging 1 sack per game in his first 2 seasons.
That's impressive.
Wow. And then the QB hits, I did have to kind of do a little calculation, but still the difference is so much far, even if I'm wrong, off of a few. That he had a 1.1 QB hits, which is still respectable.
Yep.
But Micah Parsons at 1.7.
Almost 2.
I mean, those we got like if you add up sacks, tackles for a loss, and QB hits as major disruptive plays, and you can weigh your sacks higher for sure. But let's say that those are like very and interceptions too. But that's just not kind of part of Micah's game until this season. Micah has about a 3. What is it? Almost 3.5. Over 3.5.
Negative plays.
Kind of just negative
Disruptive
plays
per game. But just looking at the side-by-side stats and knowing what
Yes.
ended up happening with Merriman's career, this is
It's kind of a warning.
it's kind of a warning because his first 2 years, he was the toast of the town, some would say. And he was the next, I guaranteed there was some LT comparisons in his first 2 years.
Absolutely.
So-
any defensive player who comes in that can do what these guys are doing are going to get compared to the greats. Always.
And I know he's wearing a Bills jersey, but I'm pretty sure when he was with the San Diego Chargers, he was also wearing 56, which who else wore 56? LT wore 56. So
I just made that executive decision. I loved how he was shouting.
oh no, he was a beast. He had a great first 2 seasons.
But he played most of his games in
San Diego.
Diego.
Yep. Hey, I've totally forgot about Sean Merriman.
San Diego.
San Diego, Wales, vagina.
Well, here's the thing. I did I added him. There was a 49ers linebacker who also was a coach. Last name begins with an S. Anyways, he Chad, if you know who I'm talking about. But no, you would know too if someone says
he popped up?
Yeah, he's bald. He's got glasses. He was super intense on the field. Big
What
wide eyes.
years
Oh
do you
no,
think?
sorry, the Bears. The Bears. He played for the
Urlacher.
Bears.
Yeah.
S.
Oh.
Black guy. He was a coach.
Oh, Singletary.
Singletary. Coach
Yeah.
for the 49ers, I think.
Singletary.
Yeah. Singletary.
You can't win with them.
Yeah.
You can't lose with them.
Yeah.
The Vernon Davis speech after the game. I want winners.
Yeah.
Yeah. That.
I liked him, and I had him on here, but he unfortunately played in the time where they didn't keep enough stats, so I couldn't compare him. So I swapped him for Sean Merriman because he was better comparison.
Compares nice with Micah. He compares nice with Micah.
So shout out.
Primarily because exactly what you said. Hopefully, we aren't gauging Micah on a first 2 good seasons, and then that's that.
AJ, before we kick into these
Yeah?
top current NFL linebackers, can you toss me one, son?
Toss me one too, son.
Let's get a couple crackems. Oh, spiral. And then you fumbled. He spiraled it to me, and then he
He's
fumbled.
good. He's good. He's not good at handing off.
He's like Petey.
All right. I just no.
Oh, no,
Sunshine.
sorry. No, not Sunshine. Rev.
No,
It's Rev.
No, Rev can do the handoffs and the pitch. Sunshine can't.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I can't get it.
before
Rev.
we-
You're right. You're right.
You're gonna
You're right.
be able to, Sunshine.
Before we do this triple crack 'em,
Oh, yeah,
I have a quick question for you.
Okay. Yeah, it looks kind of weird. It looks like it's hanging one to one side a little bit.
What would you say?
I don't mind if it's hanging too much on one side. Your wiener?
Oh, my one. Who do you think is the best TV or movie quarterback of all time?
Oh,
Footsteps Flacco.
footsteps. You're gonna say footsteps. Flacco?
Or Utah, Johnny Utah. Both are played by.
Counteries, but
If Johnny Utah wouldn't have, if he was playing in today's,
if Johnny Utah didn't blow his knee out of at the Rose Bowl,
yeah,
he probably would have been the best.
and then if
I can't agree with you on that.
if Footsteps didn't completely blow the Sugar Bowl and lose his confidence, he would have been great.
Yeah, both of them were done in college, and he didn't make it.
And they're left-handed.
Best quarterback of all time, Cap Rooney.
Who's that from?
That's
Any
Dennis
Given Sunday.
Dennis Quaid from Any Given Sunday.
He gets hurt, and then
Only because
Willie Beeman comes in.
only because he helped build a franchise. He was a franchise quarterback for the Sharks, Miami Sharks, and then after he realized he got injured, he couldn't play. He helped coach Willie Beeman. Respectively helped him get him up there.
I mean, I think both
And he fucked Robert De Niro.
Both of those are great answers.
Sorry, Al Pacino.
Well,
Like what, he fucked him in the movie?
I'm just kidding.
No.
Jeez. Both of those are good answers. First of all, Ant's aligned with the article that I read, but I was just thinking, as to, we've been talking about maybe throwing out some more just kind of content. We just like to fucking do shit.
Well, we're demonetized. We could
we're
literally
demonetized. Now we
sit
can-
here and watch
yeah.
the fucking movie.
So, but no, what about a kind of like a canned fan round table where we throw that type of question?
Oh, yeah,
out?
I like
it. I
And,
like that.
And you had the kind of idea, or maybe it was Anth. I can't remember of doing like a.
Probably wasn't me.
70, yeah, it was you. It was a
70s
that
show?
70s
Oh,
show.
okay, yeah, that was me.
So anyway,
So what did the
so we
articles
don't forget, we had
who's
record-
your
I
answer?
just wanted to
Hang on.
record it.
Hey, what did the article say?
And who was your
I
answer?
think Falco too, just because that's the guy I remember.
Footsteps
sorry.
Flacco.
You don't watch a lot of football movies. That's what I'm realizing right now. Actually, sorry. If we're gonna go, someone who didn't even make it to the show, like
You're gonna-
Footstep Falco or Johnny Utah. Do you know who I'm gonna go with?
Lance Harbor.
Fucking A. Lance Harbor. How could you not pick Lance Harbor
Who's
from
Lance Harbor?
Varsity Blues,
Varsity Blues.
aka Rip.
Paul Walker.
Paul Walker plays Lance
Oh yeah,
Harbor.
I think he might have been number 2 on the list.
He literally would be the #1 draft pick.
I woke up kind of sad. Aww. Oh yeah, let's get a triple crack. I'm going.
Okay. 3, 2.
Crack 'em
Crack 'em if you got 'em, son.
And actually, now that we're talking about it, I would even say that John. Rolando Rodriguez says Cowboys can fan Flacco, the replacements. Go Cowboys. So
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much 3-1. If we're in Parliament, You're getting your
Ad's
ass kicked
mad
out.
that I dunked on his answer. I do like the Cap Rooney answer. That is good. I also do like Willie Beeman. He had a great season, and then the Sharks sign him. They totally
No.
get rid of ownership.
And here's how
Yes.
No, Sharks don't sign him.
Sorry,
he
Pacino goes.
Pacino leaves, and then Pacino takes him because he's a
Signs
free
Willie
agent. And so name the place where they go to the new franchise expansion team.
Can't.
New Mexico.
Here's how you win your argument
I just won
with
my
Falco.
argument.
No. Well, that could be too, but adding on to it would be, hey, Falco played against replacement NFL players.
Yes,
He wasn't
but-
playing
so
against NFL
the
players.
my biggest argument is that
And I
if,
don't agree
if
with
you're
that.
going into the movie universe,
Just saying.
Falco never made it to the show. He stopped in college. Same with Johnny Utah. Same with Lance Harbor. So that kind of puts them as like a what if. That's like a Johnny Manziel. Johnny Manziel was great in college.
Didn't Falco play in the NFL?
No. Well, sorry. Yes, as a replacement. So you know what? You're right.
But they play against when they play against the Dallas team. It's the actual players.
Oh, true. He gets it.
They play against the Dallas team and he wins. And actually, wow, you're getting me fired up. He's playing with replacements. His team
That's
is
what he
full
said. That's what-
his team
I
is
know, I
full
know,
of
I know.
replacements.
That's
but they're
true.
playing against an actual NFL team.
So he's
because
fucking
they crossed
Aaron Rodgers out there.
So the Dallas team, their players cross the picket line and they're actually suited up and they want to wipe the floor with these replacement players and the replacement players win. Dunked.
Okay, so the
is true.
bigger question is, if we were looking back at movie quarterbacks, who is the better movie quarterback? Burt Reynolds or Adam Sandler, because they play the same character in the same movie.
I
What
gotta
was the
go.
remake?
I gotta go. I gotta go. The remake.
I don't even think I've watched the new one.
What?
Well,
Or
you're
the
going
old-
to.
the
Oh,
old-
man, I
okay,
have
well,
a,
let's.
I have a great season of.
Yeah,
watch
we got
movies.
so many good movies we got to watch. I think one of the Sunday services we just got to do it. And before training camp.
Oh, and if we're talking about like the great all-time quarterbacks, what about Junior from Little Giants?
Fuck that kid.
Hey, don't go too deep. All right,
I'm going to go deep.
let's get back to
Sorry, what are we doing right now?
well, it's
Top
just-
current
top
NFL
current,
linebackers.
and I didn't.
I'm just joking.
We could keep going, but I'd rather save this whole conversation.
No, I agree.
For like something
I agree.
specific.
But you
know?
stoked the fire, and
I did.
now the juices are flowing.
I didn't. Who fucking?
Oh yeah, that was
Where'd that guy-
Rolando.
Rolando.
Yeah.
Rolando
Piece
was the
of
time.
shit.
Rolando was like.
Great question by
Love you,
the way.
Rolando.
Okay, top current NFL linebackers.
Okay, so I just put. I'm gonna go through each decision as to why, because there's a slew of guys that could be on here.
And this is again their first 2 seasons.
First 2 season comparison. I picked Fred Warner because I think he's probably on the list. Always going to be on the list with Micah Parsons as who's the best linebacker in the NFL. I think Fred Warner is probably, people will argue, better than Micah Parsons. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that if you were to do the
Yeah, because
vote.
it's Bang Bang Niner Gang. They're gonna fucking argue that he's better no matter what.
Thoughts on
Again,
him?
though, different positions.
Yes, absolutely.
Like Fred
But-
Warner's your sideline to sideline guy he's going to guaranteed probably have more tackles per game and solo tackles, but then Micah's going to beat him on the sacks.
Do you not agree with Alex having Fred Warner on here?
No, I do. If you're talking about top linebackers in the NFL, he's got to be on the list.
Because they're in that grouping.
I think that why AJ wants to do defensive ends also is because in today's game, Micah kind of lines up better with a Nick Bosa and a TJ Watt than a Fred Warner.
Yeah, I think that
Stat-wise.
when I was going through this and wanting to compare his stats to a bunch of guys, they're not linebackers. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna stick to linebackers.
I like it.
And then we can do this same thing with defensive ends. And I think we're gonna get a different perspective on
For sure.
on it. And yeah, it'll be
interesting to see
Interesting.
where he sticks, like
But
where he lines up with some other guys.
now we're gonna see like pretty much up to Fred Warner here, and we'll go in a second. 2-time first team All-Pro and 2-time Pro Bowler, Fred Warner, 2018 to present date. I think Parsons is the guy who I would want compared to anyone else.
Is he dead?
Like with the amount of stats that he's producing.
Oh,
Lawrence Taylor,
sure.
of course, we know what he turned out to be, but I'm saying with the stats that we're comparing,
oh, definitely.
right?
And there's that unknown right now. Like he's
There
only
is.
going into his third season. Kind of
Okay,
what
so-
I expected. Warner has 7.6 tackles a game, 5.4 solo tackles. That's where his list of being better than Micah stops in the first 2 seasons. Micah absolutely dominates him in sacks a game, tackle for losses, and QB hits. Just completely
different
floors
games.
them. Different games. One's a tackle machine. Like Fred Warner's a better comparison to a guy like Ray Lewis.
But
I mean, you look at the top half of Micah's stats versus Fred Warner's, like they're still pretty fucking good.
you look at Micah's stats, and although of course 4.5, 7.6, it's like 40% of it, but still,
I'm not a
3
stats guy.
sacks to 26.5.
That's
I mean,
just
which would you
game-changing.
rather take?
26.5 sacks.
4.5 tackles and 26.5 sacks. I'll give it 26. I'll take half away. Or 7.6 tackles per game.
Well, and then
3
even
sacks.
the TFLs and QB hits. This, you're
not
just,
even
if you're taking names away from these stats, and you go, would you rather have player A or player B?
Yes.
They're taking player A every time.
Every single person. Yeah.
Every single time.
Bobby Wagner. I just, again, not a direct comparison, but I brought him in because we talked about him a lot, and I kind of just wanted to look into what Bobby Wagner
Back with the Seahawks too.
back with. Oh,
Back-
is he?
Yeah,
he
old man
re-signed.
Wagner back with the Seahawks.
About to
Been
bang-
playing since
bang
then.
around.
He's look stretching out that groin.
2012
2012 to present, Bobby Wagner.
connection to Dan Quinn,
Yep,
Connection to DQ.
he is.
6-time first team All Pro.
In hindsight, I
Super
feel
Bowl
like I might have wasted a spot on him.
3-time
on Bobby
second
Wagner.
team All Pro, 8 times Pro Bowl, 2 times NFL tackle leader for 2016 and 2019, NFL 2010's All Decade Team, nice, and PFWA All Rookie Team in 2012. Ladies and gentlemen, the Seattle Seahawks welcome number 54, Bobby Wagner.
I gotta Google what the fuck the PFWA is.
Yeah.
So while Anth Googles that, we can see similar
Same
to
thing.
Fred
Yep.
Warner. Actually,
This
it's
is why
better.
I feel like I kind of wasted a spot.
Better numbers than Fred Warner.
Can I
little
get,
better.
Can I get your guys' guess for the PFWA? What does that stand for?
Pacific West Forum Alliance.
So I thought it was Pacific at the same time, but the guy.
Player Federation Wrestling Alliance.
Okay, Pro Football Writers of America.
Oh my
Oh.
goodness.
So that's a good award. It's
Bunch
a
of journalists.
bunch of fucking dorks.
Podcast
J-O-ing
fans.
each other. Hey, you want to J-O me off? Yeah,
Hey,
and
do you
then
wanna
I'll
be-
J-O
hey,
you off.
Hey, do you want to be? Do you want to get an award?
Hey, get out of here. This is a
You wanna
this
get
is
an
a
award?
Try, Joe.
The Podcast Football Writers of America. No. That's what
Podcast fans.
That's what PFWA stands for, guys.
We look at this, Bobby Wagner. Pretty damn good stats though, first tackling. And I brought this here again just to to look like, man, if we did get Wagner and he was playing even like
If we can
80,
draft a
90%
Wagner,
of this.
if
Yeah.
we can draft
Yeah.
a Wagner while Micah's playing how Micah plays, that's game over. That's good night. That's
Well, you
best
take
defense in
you
the
take
league.
you take the best of both upper parts, right?
Ooh, they did get you did do some TJ Watt, AJ.
Oh yeah, I got some fun-
AJ.
So now I think I get into some fun ones for us because you can start to say, okay, TJ Watt, hey, would you want Micah Parsons or would you want TJ Watt? And guess what? I'm an analytical man. And so we're going to look at these stats and maybe there's more to add. I'll admit, Adam. And I want your perspective for the when we do the defensive end comparison.
You want
Well-
some Cowboys folklore before Ad gives his thing?
Well, no, I was just going to say Rolando Rodriguez, because he's just been super.
He's
involved.
Ro-Ro.
Yeah, Ro-Ro was saying Cowboys can fan. I think Micah is defensive end and wants to get paid like one. They make more money. Cheers, cheers. Go Cowboys.
Oh, he's getting paid.
Football
Mike is
mojo.
going to be the highest paid defensive player. It doesn't matter. He could have place kicker as his title. He's going to be the highest paid player in the NFL
There's
or
no
defensive player.
chance the Cowboys release Micah
Not a
Parsons.
fucking chance.
a
They give him. They
fucking
make him the highest
chance.
paid. If he goes on and gets another 10, I'm going to even just say 10 plus sacks this year. He's definitely, and they're going to try to get it done. We were already talking about this. They're going to try to get it done before he can keep compiling these crazy seasons. They're going to want to get him to his next contract before his 5th-year option gets around, because he won't play on his 5th-year option if he keeps knocking it out of the park like this.
No, and you'd be smart to try to do something. I wouldn't even be shocked if they did something this year. Put some give him some ridiculous money up front, and just put some heavy loaded fucking salary on the 5th and 6th gear if you can. or
Yeah, just
something,
stack it. The thing with players now though is they try to make it so that they will get another contract in their prime, right? Especially these like
and
these
all
edge
the power
guys.
fucking to
Oh,
them.
why wouldn't you? But every year Micah Parsons puts up 13 plus sacks.
Oh, I know.
It's just more and more money he's going to be making.
Every sack is $1 million.
Oh, fucking more.
Every
even
sack
more.
is $5 million.
Yeah, probably close to that.
Who's the highest paid defensive player?
Nick Bosa or TJ Watt?
Okay, so
I don't think they've paid Bosa yet, but TJ Watt would be the highest paid defensive player.
And guess who we're on?
Yeah, well, TJ Watt, 2017 to present.
Cowboys could have drafted him, by the way, guys. They picked Taco Charlton. TJ Watt
Oh
went.
my
TJ Watt went 3 picks later.
Anth will never let us not hear.
I didn't even really watch the draft, but I was watching the draft, but I didn't dive into it much. The only reason I wanted TJ Watt was because I knew his brother was JJ Watt. That was the only reason.
So this is what the Cowboys passed up on. NFL Defensive Player of the Year for 2021. 3-time first team All-Pro.
Jeez.
Second team All-Pro. 5-time Pro Bowler. 2-time Deacon Jones Award winner. NFL Forced Fumbles co-leader in 2019. Buttkiss Award. That's Warren Buttkiss.
Dick.
And that
Butkus.
stupid
2020.
Pacific Football Western Alliance
And the
All-Rookie
podcast,
Team
the
Award.
podcast fan wrestling alliance all rookie team in 2017 award.
Well, you can tell right here he's doing his finishing move.
I'm interested
yeah.
to see who had. I think Micah still edges him out.
Stop playing with us, AJ.
Micah's
I know,
going to
I
edge
love
him
it.
out.
I
a
love
little
Hey,
bit.
play with us, AJ, and
Hey, hey.
transfer over to TJ.
I told you I like the edge.
That's what famous last words from Gary Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Boosh, baby!
Hey.
Micah wipes the
Sweep.
floor. That is a sweep.
And here's the beautiful thing. This is a fair comparison because TJ Watt started every game of his first. Well, maybe he got injured, but every game that he could start, he started.
and it's an average per game.
Micah had
it's an average per game.
Micah had two
Yeah.
more games to play, though.
It doesn't matter. It's an average per game.
No, it
So
is.
sure,
kidding, I'm
the
kidding.
sacks, but you still got sacks a game. He wallops them.
He wallops him.
Just like Robin did to Little John in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Yeah,
He's
wallop
wallop
him. Micah
That's-
swept him with them.
That's a movie I'm going to grab some sound bites from.
And a literal shout out to TJ Watt. Ow!
And if we draft TJ Watt, there's a chance that we maybe never get Micah Parsons. So
Possibly.
Shaquille Leonard in interdivision linebacker stud. I just wanted to bring him
Colts?
up.
Colts, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Never mind. Not interdivisional. I thought that was New York Giants. But anyways, I guess this guy's really kind of not really a great comparison either. But he was one of the top rated linebackers.
He's a tackle machine again. He's a tackle machine.
He's a tackle machine. So we just got to kind of bring
So
him in.
NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year, there's been a lot of those guys. 3-time first team All-Pro, second team All-Pro, 1. 3-time Pro Bowl, NFL Forced Fumbles leader, seen a couple of those.
Yep.
NFL tackles leader, and then this
And
fucking
the illustrious
professional football.
Professional
getting this
Podcast
fucking award.
Football Wrestling Alliance.
Hey, did these guys write the article of this?
Do these PFWA awards even mean shit if everybody gets one?
Oh, yeah.
He just had a shit ton of tackles.
I mean, hey,
Oh, he's
look,
a tackle
good-
machine.
good
Leonard
tackles.
is a tackle machine.
But also respect to his sack numbers.
Yep.
0.42. So he's almost eclipsing 0.5. If you gave
50%
me,
less than Micah Parsons.
I know, but if you gave me 10 tackles a game
Oh, yeah.
with 6.5 solos and a 0.5 sack, so you're getting a sack every 2 games, I think that's pretty.
We need this guy. We
Yeah, well,
need a
that's right.
guy like
Yes,
this with Micah.
That's what I was going to say. Great supporting cast member to the Micah Parsons show.
Is Damone Clark going to be that guy? Is Jabby Cox going to be that guy? Is I can't even say it. Is Overshown going to be that guy? Who's going to step up and be that tackle machine?
I'll take eight tackles a game.
I feel
Can
like
LVE be that tackle guy?
I feel like
Hey.
Which we didn't see LVE's 2 years.
I was going to say. Yeah.
I was
AJ.
here's the thing: is I was gonna put him on, and let's
Glad
add him to D. We'll add him to
We'll add him on the next one.
DE, and
Because he had his first year, LVE's first year was amazing.
Well, I feel like now that we're looking at some of these guys here that you're like, we're looking at the first 2 years, and it's like, you know, some of these guys that Alex, like, I shouldn't have put them on the list. I wonder what some of the Cowboys that we have, like an LVE, his first 2 season stats look like. Because we're like, we needed a guy like that. we need a guy like that. Like Overshown, give us the next 2 years of Overshown with those types of numbers, then we're set.
Von Miller, this will be a good comparison to Micah. They're very similar styles.
Von Miller, 2-time Super Bowl champion.
Yeah.
Super Bowl MVP, NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year, 3-time first team All-Pro, 4-time second team All-Pro, 8-time Pro Bowler, NFL 2010's All-Decade Team,
There it is.
Professional Fan Wrestling Alliance All-Rookie Team in 2011, and the is it a Warren Butkus or a Dit Butkus Award in 2012. Von Miller. Yeah, wanted to go to the Cowboys.
Wow. Vonnie boy. Vonnie
This
boy.
is a real interesting one.
What a two. Von Miller came onto the league.
But if you ask me,
And we saw Mozzie and Micah training with Von Miller recently.
Truth.
but yeah. Well, if you ask me, and I screwed up that solo tackles. And I put Leonard still there instead of Miller. But that is Von Miller's. That is, for audio listeners, what are we laughing at? You got to head over to youtube.com and just search CowboysCamFan.com, the most demonetized podcast on YouTube.
Are we making money doing this? No.
We're doing it for the love of the game.
But yes, I think these guys are the most two comparable players to date.
I can't believe
Miller
that.
and Micah.
So this is the thing. Von Miller has had a great career. Man, look at those first 2 years.
I know. Very, very strong, eh?
So 4-5 to 4-3, 3-2 to 3-4.
Well, in solo tackles.
Solo
Say what you're
tackles.
saying.
Yep, sorry.
Now you're just spitting.
Yeah, because now you're just
4,
saying
5, 2, 6, 8, 9, 4, 2, 1.
Okay, so tackles a game. Micah 4-5, Leonard,
Miller.
aka Von Miller 4-3. Solo tackles.
Which
Micah
AJ got wrong with the color.
3.2 to 3.4.
I'll fix it.
Sacks. Micah 26.5. Von Miller 30.
Wow.
Sacks per game averages out at Micah at 0.8 and Von Miller at 0.97. Tackles for loss. Von Miller edges him out at 1.5 to Micah's 1. And QBs hit a game. They're tied.
They're a
Even
push.
Stevens, welcome, 1.7. Fair
That's a
push.
push. Wow.
nice
I
to
did
see.
not expect Von
I
Miller.
know.
What a good 2 years that guy had.
Yeah.
First 2 years.
And so now if you say, would you want Micah to be like a Von Miller?
Of course.
Based on, absolutely.
Look at that. He's had 3 first-team All-Pros and 4 second-team All-Pros. So since 2011, 7 times he's had very illustrious awards.
And a Professional Wrestling Fan Alliance Award, rookie team.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I would definitely take. Definitely take that.
So this is the last one, but I brought it up for kind of a warning.
Well, yeah, because I guaranteed he's even probably had. I think he had a better first. Alden Smith is who we're talking about right now. I think he even, maybe not. I thought he had really good 2 first years that he played for the Niners.
Ooh.
So first team All Pro.
Hey, sorry.
2011 to, is he still playing in the NFL?
No, he's in jail.
Oh, is he in jail?
Yeah, he's in jail.
Okay.
Alden Smith is in jail
Ooh.
for a reckless DUI or something. And actually, when he came back in 2020, when he played for the Cowboys, I believe it was 2020 when he had a stint with the Cowboys.
Well,
he was actually pretty good.
I hope Jerry Jones takes, hey, Micah, come with me for a second, and locks him in a room, and he plays just like horror tape of Alden Smith having these great 2 first years.
Yeah.
And then what?
Well,
was to come.
he suffered with substance abuse pretty bad,
Okay, well,
which is still a warning. But it's like
that's
something.
not a problem for Micah.
Like, I thought you were going to want Micah Parsons to get the Clockwork Orange treatment.
Yeah, that's what Jerry does.
What, opium? Milk and opium?
No.
I'm joking when they sit him in
Pinch
the
his
chair.
eyes, yeah.
I know, but I'm just saying. Yeah. Anyways.
I didn't give him Malcolm and Opie.
Look at this. So yeah, Alden Smith. So we'll do the verse each other first 2 years. Micah actually edges out Alden Smith in tackles a game with 4.5 to 3.2. But let's go to the stuff that Alden Smith beat Micah Parsons in.
Yeah.
So with sacks, the big number that everyone cares about. Alden Smith 30 sacks in his first 2 seasons. Micah which everyone's seen 26.5, and then Smith with 1.05 sacks a game. Micah 0.8. Micah edges out Alden Smith with TFLs. We're TFL boys.
We are
But
TFL boys.
just barely with 1 to 0.97.
Minuscule
I almost
amount.
call that a wash.
Yeah.
I call that a wash.
Well,
but I wanted to just be specific.
And from what we know of, Micah doesn't have any substance abuse problems.
Correct.
So.
And then QB hits a game, 1.8 to Alden Smith to Micah's 1.7. This is probably the closest comparison.
Yeah.
They each have 3 wins, 3 of the 6 categories.
Yeah, for sure.
And the ones that they're like the TFLs and the QB hits, they could be basically tied.
Yeah, I should have. We'll have a look at what LVE did and compare it to Micah just for shits and giggles. But when you look at this all and you think about what Micah has right here, even with him not being that tackle kind of first or tackle heavy linebacker, he still compares really well to a lot of the guys on this list.
To some superstars.
Now there's definitely dudes that you would take over him, make whatever fucking world you want where the guy lives here or Micah lives there, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. But you know what I'm saying?
But you know what I'll take over that? The uncertainty of what Micah's career is going to be.
Oh, yeah. I think
that's exciting.
Oh, yeah.
The way that he is, he even with his kind of like, it's not like immaturity, but his playfulness, like.
Yeah, he's kind of goofy.
He's goofy. Like, I don't see,
I would never say that to his face.
No, God, no.
You're goofy.
I mean, I've seen him. I've seen him do
Micah,
some striking routines. I'd say to his face.
I say, Micah, can you sign this for my daughter? And I don't even have a daughter.
Her name's Alex.
Yeah.
Alexandra.
Alexandra, but not.
But the E's switched.
Yeah, but it's a DER at the end. But yeah, I don't think that we have any fear of him. Like, I think that he's locked in it to win it.
Yeah.
That's the kind of personality.
He wants to be that. He's that friend that wants to win at anything you're doing.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, it's not fun competition for him. He just wants to be better than you when he does it.
There's that book that
The Bible.
Yeah, that Michael Jordan's trainer wrote. And it's all about like who has like the type of personalities, and they call them like cleaners. Like Michael Jordan doesn't care about what you're doing. He cares about winning. He plays at a certain level over everybody else. And that's like Micah Parsons is
like, he'll do anything to get to the top. He doesn't care about anyone else's feelings.
He expects exactly.
That's called a narcissist.
He wants he expects everybody to play at a certain level.
He holds everyone accountable.
Yeah.
So another thing that we can do though is we kind of got this a template built out for this. We can swap it for Dak. We can swap
totally.
it for TP.
I like that.
We can kind of and shrink it down, like maybe
Trey Diggs.
Diggs,
For Dak, I don't want to do first 2 years. I want to see what some of the quarterbacks are in like the year that Dak's in right now. That would be a good Dak Prescott one.
Yeah, I like
So
brainstorming live.
Show what Dak.
That's how we do it, baby.
We show what Dak stats are to date, just collectively, his career stats, and then we break down what each quarterback did at the same.
Well, you got Peyton Manning. I don't even think he won a playoff game. Playoffs until his 6th or 7th year.
Really?
So, like, you get guys like, he's getting harped on, right? Right now, Dak's getting harped on for no playoff success. But come on, we're going to have to put it into the comparison chart. We're going to have to put it into the AJ.
If Dak goes and wins the next 3 Super Bowls.
Who gives a fuck what he did the prior?
Who cares? Who cares?
If he wins one Super Bowl, it's who gives a fuck what he did the first 7 years?
I know we can plug a lot of mouths that way.
I like that. I plug it hard.
We'll do this. We'll find the whatever top 5 to 10 somewhere in that range QBs who played in or are still playing in when Dak was playing.
Yeah.
And compare.
Well, we'll do the same thing you did here. We'll definitely get that going. AJ, I love this little presentation you made for us. Definitely went out of your way and put some time and effort into it. Loved it. Loved having everyone that stopped by and chat. Loved having the bandwagon boys around for it over there. Look at these guys. Look at them, demonetized and still looking handsome at AF is what we'll say. For the bandwagon boys over there and Anthbest over here, we will be back Sunday. Sunday.
That's right. Everybody who's a father out there, we are streaming on Father's Day.
Ooh, it's Father's Day.
We don't give a fuck.
In-gaff, baby. We'll see you fathers and non-fathers Sunday.